Between the years 2000 and 2013 alone, Hollywood released nearly 90 major films depicting the complete annihilation of our species. The genre is saturated with towering tsunamis, alien lasers, and city-leveling asteroids. We routinely spend our free time and money immersing ourselves in cinematic scenarios designed exclusively to frighten and depress us. If art is meant to be a refuge from reality, we must ask why we so frequently choose to escape directly into human extinction. Beneath the massive budgets and CGI destruction, these blockbusters function as psychological mechanisms for managing the chaos of our daily lives. To uncover what our culture actually craves, we must analyze the specific ways we choose to imagine our own demise. The literary theorist Frank Kermode argued that human beings share a quiet discomfort with our place in time. We are hyper-aware that our existence is just a microscopically short blip in the timeline of the universe. This illustrates what Kermode calls living in the middle. A heavy history precedes us, and an endless future stretches beyond our inevitable death. By placing artificial brackets around our timeline, imposing a clear beginning and definitive end, we force a chaotic universe into a coherent pattern. The apocalyptic film genre delivers exactly that closure. Watching the world burn fulfills a deep-seated desire to see how the broader human story concludes, even if we won't actually be there for it. Destroying the fictional world on screen cures our real-world existential dread of living without a structured narrative. Beyond personal psychology, the specific method of destruction chosen by filmmakers acts as a precise historical ledger of our collective, generational anxieties. In the 1950s, the Cold War and the threat of the atomic bomb translated directly into cinema. Audiences watched giant mutant monsters and radioactive fallout, allowing them to process the fear of nuclear annihilation from the safety of a theater seat. By the 1970s, the cultural conversation shifted toward environmental collapse and contagious, incurable viruses, like the 1968 flu epidemic. The early 2000s introduced a pessimistic, global-scale vulnerability, channeling the intense geopolitical fears and massive trauma generated by the events of September 11. The monsters, meteors, and plagues we project onto the silver screen are dressed-up reflections of headlines we are terrified to read on any given morning. Over the last 2 decades, the genre has embraced an extreme pessimism. In older films, a brilliant scientist or a brave military pilot could usually save the day. Now, traditional institutions consistently fail to stop the threat. The sci-fi thriller Last Day on Earth 2026 weaponizes this breakdown of institutional trust. The core tension centers entirely on a deliberate lack of government transparency regarding an incoming asteroid. The true horror of the film is the revelation that political leaders lied to prevent public panic, ensuring a hand-picked elite could retreat to highly stocked underground bunkers, while the masses are left on the surface to burn. The 2009 film Knowing, starring Nicolas Cage, pushes this fatalism into an exploration of absolute, inescapable doom, where human agency is completely erased. Cage plays a brilliant astrophysics professor at MIT. Despite his intellect, access, and resources, he is utterly powerless to alter or stop the predicted cosmic event. The math is absolute. In this neo-apocalyptic vision, the world-ending solar flare acts as a divine purging. Extraterrestrial beings serve as interstellar angels, plucking innocent children from the doomed planet to seed a new Eden elsewhere in the galaxy. By stripping away our ability to fight back, these disaster films critique a modern society where individuals feel increasingly powerless against corrupt political systems and massive, uncontrollable cosmic forces. Some movies act as equipment for living, offering fictional strategies for survival. Others force us into the fatalistic acceptance of a higher power. While their approaches to human agency differ, both extremes of the genre serve the exact same psychological purpose for the audience. The genre's true focus is the present. These films operate as narratives of today, using the specter of a finished world to reframe the one we currently inhabit. By resolving the chaos of the middle and providing fictional strategies for the unthinkable, apocalyptic cinema allows us to rehearse our anxieties. We survive the end of the world on screen, making the real-world headlines we face outside the theater feel like challenges we can actually endure.